First, you have to understand that many visitors have never looked at a photograph as a work of art before. And that's chiefly because photographs are so ubiquitous. They're everywhere. Almost everyone has a camera. Almost everyone makes snapshots of their travels or their family. And so therefore, when people encounter photographs framed on the walls, they sometimes are a little baffled about what it is and why they're seeing it. There are certain photographers whose work I have always been particularly attracted to because of the strength and quality of the work itself. And two names from the 19th century are Julia Margaret Cameron, the great British photographer, because the work is so rich and has been relatively unstudied. Another photographer from the 19th century is Carleton Watkins, who's an American photographer. He is a particular favorite of mine because of his particular approach, his very intellectual and yet emotional approach. In the 20th century, Gertrude Kasebier, Doris Ullman, Walker Evans. These are some of my very favorites. Each of them produced a handful of pictures, or at least a single picture that I kind of carry in a little imaginary wallet book, a book with my favorites in them. Among the preconceptions or misconceptions about photography is that it is a purely mechanical art and that it is somehow lacking in imagination. So let's take, for example, the Gustave Le Gray photograph. He chooses a beech tree that seems to be distinguished by nothing other than a gnarly root. And the role of the imagination here is one of not only choosing a tree that has great character, but also choosing to photograph it at a time of day when the light is falling on it in a particularly magical and poetic way. The photographer has a relatively limited number of choices exclusively open to him. One is the light that it's going to be made in. Second is, what is the idea behind the photograph? Third, where will I stand? Where will I hold the camera to observe what it is I've decided to photograph? Alfred Stieglitz has chosen to photograph Georgia O'Keeffe with the camera at her waist level, cutting off her head. Most photographs, individual photographs, don't have the kind of story to tell that the photographs Stieglitz made of O'Keeffe do tell. They tell practically every aspect of their relationship. Its moments of attachment, its moments of estrangement, its moments of formality, its moments of informality.